and thanks for joining me once again for another edition of Will Wednesdays. I'm your host, Greg Davis, here with Tri-City Lawyers located in Durham, North Carolina. This week's topic is, why would I need an estate plan if I do not have an estate? First, a brief disclaimer. The information provided in this presentation does not and is not intended to constitute legal advice. Instead, all information, content, and materials presented are for general informational purposes only. Views of this presentation should contact their attorney to obtain advice with respect to any particular legal matter. No reader, user, or browser of this presentation should act or refrain from acting on the basis of information in this presentation without first seeking legal advice from counsel in the relevant jurisdiction. Why would I need an estate plan if I do not have an estate? So this is something I keep hearing. People say, well, I don't need an estate plan because I don't live in the lifestyles of the rich and famous home. I don't have a large amount of assets. But there's a huge misconception that you need to have a large amount of assets to have an estate plan. And what I want to tell you all today is that when you have an estate plan, it really comes in levels, right? Many different things have levels. So for example, if you go to an amusement park, there's one fee that you pay to get into the park, okay? But then if you want to get on the rides faster, you want to have faster access to the attractions, you pay for that express pass, so you can do things a little bit faster. In the world of estate planning, a basic plan, getting access to the park, is having your will, your healthcare power of attorney, general power of attorney, and your healthcare directive for a natural death, also known as your living will. That's your basic plan. That's just granting you access to the park. But if you want to take it up to another level, advanced planning will include a trust along with all those other documents. Now, Greg, I'm just not sure. I don't have a lot of assets. Give me some guidelines. Give me some rules. Number one, if you own real estate in another state, you definitely want to consider having an estate plan, and you want to include a trust in the estate plan to help you avoid probate in another state. Number two, if you want assurance that your assets are going to be distributed the way that you want. Now, yes, a will does do that, but keep in mind, a will only takes effect upon death. What about incapacity? A trust will help direct your assets if you're incapacitated. And number three, if you want to provide ease of access to your beneficiaries, if you want to give your beneficiaries that easy pass, like an amusement park, you want to definitely consider setting up a trust to pass those assets on to your beneficiaries. Now, to be fair and to be clear, there are other transfer methods. For example, there's pay on death and transfer on death designations you can have on things like your bank accounts to make sure assets are transferred quickly upon death. So I'm not saying that a will and a trust are things that you have to have, but it might be worth it if you're on the fence to have a conversation with a professional in the proper jurisdiction to see if it makes sense for you. This is Greg Davis with Tri-City Lawyers here in Durham, North Carolina. Everyone has an estate, but not everyone has a plan. I'll see you next week. Thank you.